What's up, gang? It's Willie Rebuild, and I'm back with another one. Today we ain't gonna do no work. Today what we gonna do is we gonna give a little rundown on how much money we got invested into Rat Nest up until this point, and how much it's gonna take to get the call completed. So I'm gonna give y'all a little rundown on what my plan originally was with the car and how much I paid for the car. So when I first bought Project Rat Nest, I already had my hard top sitting up. So what my original plan was, I was gonna LS swap the hard top, and then I was gonna put the engine and transmission from the hard top into Rat Nest, because when I brought Rat Nest, it was just a roller. Then as I started driving the hard top around and really thinking about the whole situation, I was like, you know what? I kind of like this car original, so I think I'm just gonna transfer all the plans from the hard top over to Rat Nest, and that way I don't have two cars down at one time. So I already had the engine, I already had a few of the parts collected, and I just transferred all my plans from the hard top to Rat Nest. So let's get into it, gang. How much we got into Rat Nest? I'm gonna give y'all a breakdown on how much the parts cost, the way that I did it, because it make the prices may vary from what you doing or what you want to do. It may be cheaper, it may be more, but as you can see, we got a nice long list of things right there, baby, that we got into Rat Nest. And knock the outlet out. Let me get that back plugged up, and then we gonna get this show on the road. What we got into the car. All right, we gonna start off with the car itself. For Rat Nest, I paid $1,700 for the car. It was a roller, no motor, no transmission. Everything else was complete. The interior was complete. All the glasses was in it. The windshield was bust, but all the other glasses was good. Door panels was on the car, everything. It was a complete car, minus engine and transmission. $1,700, and Rat Nest is a one-owner car. I got the original title, dated 1987 of the title. So it's a one-owner car. All right, $1,700 for the car. We come straight out the gate, we brought new A-pillars. For both A-pillars and shipping, it was $337. Then we brought a new header panel. The header panel was $138. Then we brought our new front bumper, OEM, from the dealership. That was $560. Then we brought another rear bumper, because the rear bumper that was on it, it was damaged because the car had a fender bender in the back. So for the rear bumper that's on the car right now, I paid $60. Then I purchased a new hood, not new, but OEM hood, a trunk with a spoiler. This is not the trunk I brought, this is the original trunk. This is the spoiler that come off the trunk that I purchased from the guy. And I also purchased these two plastic pieces. They're not on the car right now, but I purchased those pieces as well from the guy for $200. Then I sold my original hood for $40 or $60, and then I think it was $40 or $50 for the hood. And then I sold the trunk that came with the wing. It had some rust in it. I really just brought the trunk to get the spoiler. I sold the trunk for 60 bucks. So for our wing and hood, we paid 100 bucks. Then we gonna go on up to some of our engine parts, cause I don't have the parts labeled and ordered. I just got the parts and what I paid for them, gang. So y'all can kind of keep a track of it. For my wire harness, I paid $585. It's a current performance harness. I purchased the engine harness and the harness to control my cooling fans. It was $585. For my cam kit from Texas Speed, I paid $721. That's for the cam, springs, push rods, retainers, seals, all that good stuff in the kit, baby. $721. For my converter, Circle D converter, it's a 3,000 stall converter. That go to box sitting right there in the car. I paid $648. For my LS7 lifters, I paid 173 bucks off of eBay. For my oil pump, Million oil pump, it was 70 bucks. For my radiator new, it was 75 bucks. For the GTO cooling fans, I paid 100 bucks used. The alternator bracket and my water pump spacers, it was 208 bucks. For my timing chain kit and my head gaskets, cam thrust plate, think the manifold gaskets, my intake gaskets, I bought that in the kit. It was, the head bolts came with it as well. It was $308. For my long tube headers, I bought them used off Facebook Marketplace, brand new, not used, new, never used. 350 bucks for the headers. For my gas tank and my fuel pump, it's the fuel tank is a Grand National fuel tank with a Racetronics fuel pump. I paid 250 bucks for it, new, off Marketplace. For my LS1 intake, I paid 200 bucks with no injectors. The injectors, I took them off for Impala SS that I was changing the engine on. I brought a new engine. The engine came with injectors, so I used the injectors for rat nest. It's 30-pound injectors. Probably get upgraded before everything's said and done, and the intake probably get upgraded too. But that's what's on it now, so that's the price that I paid, and that's what we going with. We got our oil pan. Our oil pan was 356 bucks, but I had some Summit bucks, so I'm not sure. When I looked at the receipt, I couldn't really tell. I seen what he took the Summit bucks, but I think for the pan with the Summit bucks, I paid like $298 because I had a lot of Summit bucks. But it's a Holley oil pan. Then for my engine mounts, my cross member, my polyurethane bushings. It was the complete kit with the plates that bolt to the engine, the ones that bolt to the car with polyurethane mounts, and the cross member with all the hardware. It was, let me see, 608 bucks. All that's from Holley. Then we got our transmission mount, and the two bolts that go through the engine mounts, the long bolts that go through the clamshells. It was 71 bucks. Then we got a whole bunch of miscellaneous things over here. As you can see, we got our valve cover. I brought a valve cover from a LS1 so I can run the factory what is it? Damn, I can't even think of the name of it for the EGR system. I put that back factory like it come on the LS1 for the valve cover. It was $65 off eBay. Our throttle bracket, cause the intake didn't come with the throttle bracket. Our throttle bracket was 18 bucks. What else we got? Our AN6 transmission adapters to adapt the transmission lines to AN6. They was 12 bucks. 8 feet of AN6 line. It was 15 bucks. What else we got? AN6 fittings, 15 bucks. Our windshield molding, the studs, because when I replaced the A-pillars, I had to put new studs in it. I haven't put them in yet. They were 16 bucks. Some more AN6 line, 20 feet, 31 bucks. New door handles, 36 bucks. New door locks, 38 bucks. My fuel filter, my Corvette fuel filter, 68 bucks. Push lock 90 fittings, $8. Fuel disconnect, $16. Transmission bracket, $23. Injector spacers, $47. Coolant and all fittings, 19 bucks. Cam bolts, 9 bucks. Header bolts, 12 bucks. New lifter trays, $71 with butyl tape. Some of this stuff I got other parts that was with it. Timing chain, dampener, 43 bucks. Which give us a grand total. Let me see if I can get it to zoom in for y'all boys and girls. Which give us a grand total of $8,366. As you see right in that sit right now. Just a little video to kind of give you an idea of what you're getting into. Some of this stuff you can get cheaper. Some of this stuff you're gonna pay around the same price that I paid. The reason that I went with the Holley parts is because I knew I wanted long tube headers, and I was gonna buy those headers new out the store. Just so happened I got lucky and I found the headers on Facebook Marketplace. A guy was selling new, never used, for 350 bucks. So that's why I went with the Holley mounts, the Holley all pan for clearance, so I could run the long tube headers on it. Now, how much it's gonna cost to complete the car as it sit right now? Let's close the hood and we can get off into that. So, some of this stuff you can say, oh, I can get it cheaper. If you got a Monte Carlo Ss T-top, you're not gonna get this shit cheaper. You can't buy some of this shit off a car out the junkyard. You got to buy it new, because when you try to remove it, it's gonna be no good. We're gonna start with the seals for the T-tops. That kit for those T-tops with shipping is like 800 bucks. So we need that kit to redo the interior. The kit that I want to go with, that's gonna basically finish the whole car in the interior anyway, that kit is like 12 or 1300 bucks. Then we got to figure out the situation that we gonna do with the exhaust. Not sure if I want to go with a Holley or if I want to get a custom exhaust. So let's just say our exhaust, we not dumping it under the car. I hate that shit. We bringing the exhaust all the way out the back. So let's just say our exhaust gonna be anywhere from 500 to 1,000 bucks if I decide to go with a full bolt-on exhaust. Then we got our paint. I got most of the materials for the paint already. I just gotta buy my base coat and my clear. Let's just say that's gonna be about another $500 or $600, depending on what kind of paint and clear that I decide to go with. What else we got? We need our tune. The guy who tuned for me for a dyno tune, he charged $500. These wheels probably gonna come off the car. I'm gonna probably find a set of original factory wheels to put back on the car. So let's just say wheels and tires, a set of these in decent condition, they probably go for about $200 plus tires, probably another $500 or $600 for all full tires. Now, it's some things that I didn't. You may say, well, you didn't add this or you didn't add that. That's because some of these parts I got on this car, they was free because I used my warranties from my hard top, like the brakes and rotors. Well, the brake pads and rotors all the way around, it was free. The shocks all the way around, they was free. The water pump, I used my warranty from a Z28, that was free. Some of the parts that I got on this car, they was free parts. I didn't pay nothing for them. So those parts I didn't add into the parts list because I didn't pay for them. Every part that I put on the list is parts that I paid for. So this is just a video of giving you an idea of what it's gonna cost for you to take on a project like Rat Nest. And when I get finished, I'm not looking for a show car, but I want the car to be presentable. Well, when the car come down the road, you can see that's a clean ass Monte Carlo right there. And I'm thinking for total, to finish the car up total, I'm thinking I'm gonna be in the ballpark somewhere around 12,500, 13,000. And with the ending results that I'm looking to get, I don't think that you're gonna find a Monte Carlo in the condition that this car is in for that price. Oh yeah, I forgot. I know it's on the list. Let me see. I know it's on the list. Or did I forget to put it on the list? I might have forgot. But this quarter panel, this lower quarter panel section, I replaced it. I think that piece was like $70. And inside the trunk, the spare tire tub, I replaced that as well. I think that piece was like $90. So you can add that on. It's some pieces that I forgot because when I made my part list, I wasn't standing right here by the car. So there's a few things that I forgot. So let's just say we in the ballpark close around $9,000 with what you see right now, the way you see Rat Nest sitting. Anywhere from $8,500 to around $9,000, because I didn't include like the Bondo, the primer, and all that stuff there. So let's say we are in the ballpark around $8,500 to $9,000 to where we sitting at right now. And the car is basically ready for paint to be shot down with high build primer and painted, which is coming soon. The weather just been kind of messed up, gang. So this Willie Rebuild just giving y'all an update, letting y'all know what to expect. Your prices might vary from mine, and my prices may vary from yours, but the results probably vary as well. The least money you pay, the worse the results gonna look when you get finished. I'm not saying you gotta go broke, because if you just heard, like I just said, my final number gonna be around 13,000, 12,500, 13,000 in this car. And I see a lot of guys with $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 into the car. I see some guys that have $4,500, $5,000 just for a motor and transmission, not swapped or nothing. This motor and transmission was free. That's why I didn't include it into the price. It's Willie Rebuild, baby. I'm about to knock this video out. Just giving y'all a walk through the process of how I did to get Rat Nest up until this point, baby. Really Rebuild, over and out.